Alright, today's run was a 7-mile Fartlek run. Let's go ahead and save that. Alright, 43 hours of recovery. Not too bad. Not too bad. 7.03 miles. My average pace was 7:52. Not too bad there. Alright. Let's go ahead and take a look at those numbers.
Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome back. Today's Thursday, June 1st, and Fartlek Day. Fartlek is a Swedish term, it means speed play. And as I share with everybody on my video on Tuesday, that's what Thursdays on my training schedule are all about. So generally speaking, at least for this first quarter, this first phase, I'll be running a 7-mile run, and I'll be adding some speed play in the midst of my run. What does that mean? For me, right now, that means going out, as you'll see here in a moment, I go out about 1.5 miles, and now I take that back, 2.5 miles, and then what I do is I find street lights along the road I'm on, and presuming they're all equally spaced, each one of my drills should be about the same distance. And so this morning I went out and 2.5 miles in my run. I take off and I run at a fast pace, pretty much whatever I've got in me, at a comfortable fast pace for the distance of 3 street lights. We'll see here in a minute exactly what that distance kind of looked like, and so we can go from there. And but before we get started, as we know, every day, shot a day keeps the doctor away, so as well as the girls. Alright, now this time I'm definitely going to try to keep this down in 10 minutes because we're getting a lot of ground covered and we're already getting a lot of things established, which is good. Because if this is your first video of this series, my name is Mark. I'm in the process of training for my first sub 3-hour marathon. My last marathon was ran it'll be 4 years to the date of my next marathon. So September 8th, 2013, where I finished at 3:23:50, 3 hours and 23 minutes and 50 seconds. And so this time I'm looking to break a sub 3-hour marathon. It's a personal goal of mine, and not only does that qualify me for Boston, but it pretty much gets me out of the New York State Lottery as well. Something I'm looking to race both those races next year. I'm looking to run Boston as well as New York City. And you run a sub 3, and you don't really have to worry about playing the lottery as far as the New York City Marathon goes, which is good. Once I've completed those 2 races, I will then have ran 3 of the 6 major marathons, because I ran Chicago in 2011. So I really enjoyed that. Chicago's my hometown. Can't go wrong with that. And so this is, again, a personal goal of mine. I believe it's within reach as long as I stay focused and I train hard and don't hurt myself. So with that, let's begin. Also in my first video, we talked about your shoes and how every 500 miles you should change out your running shoes. Here, you'll take a look here. Nice thing on the Garmin Connect website is that it allows you to record your gear, or put your gear in so that it can record your miles. So right now on my current pair of running shoes, which started May 13th, I've got almost 70 miles on them, which is good. So we'll go ahead and get this punched in or pulled up. And so you can see today I ran 7.03 miles. My average pace, which includes your first mile, which is always a warm-up mile, I averaged a 7:52 pace. During the course of 7 miles, I burned 759 calories. And it took me about 55 minutes to do that. Not too bad. And real quick, now you might remember if you watched my my interval video on Tuesday, you recognize these humps here. How clearly I had on Tuesday I had rest in between here, but you could see each of these humps. I took off for a short period of time, and my heart rate took off for a short period of time as well. So this lets you know exactly how right here how my pace was affected by my speed play, as well as how my heart rate was affected by my speed play. And you can see every single little speed play I did it took my rest, basically my resting or my cruising heart rate up just a little bit more. So you can see towards the end I was about 161, 162, whereas at the very beginning I was definitely cruising around the 156 range. And real quick, just kind of give myself some feedback as far as how my legs are feeling. Getting into it, yeah, my stride was a little long until I got until I got warmed up. Then I maintained about 180 strides a minute. Not quite certain why I dipped there. But for the most part, until my speed play kicked in, I was cruising along about 180 strides a minute, which is good feedback for me. And real quick, cruising down here, maximum heart rate, I peaked at 175 today. Average overall was 159. And again, my average cadence was at 180 on average. So not too bad. And as we shared in the last couple videos, as far as my training effect, today's training run resulted in a 4.3. And if you're new to this, 4.3 per Garmin tells me I'm highly improving my aerobic fitness. And you can see 4 is highly improving, 5 is overreaching. So I'm definitely right there in the comfort zone as far as those two parameters. Now, getting into my splits, we'll take a look here. And let's see. What I'm going to do, okay, where are we at? This, I don't mind this, because I was all about trying to stay within a certain pace. There's a couple times I got stuck with cars and traffic, so I just go ahead and relap my watch. So this way, when I did take off, I had pretty much a fresh start. And so you can see first mile, averaged out 8:27, not bad. And you can see my average moving pace was at 8:25, which clearly tells me from the get-go, I pretty much took off at a pretty decent pace. I was no turtle today. My first mile after my warm-up mile turned into a 7:47. Again, we're not worrying about that. That's my turnaround. Then my turnaround, my next half mile, 7:52. Again, the goal here is run 8. Clearly, my body didn't quite feel like running 8s today, which is fine, but you'll see it kind of catches up here. All right, so today three light posts came out to here we go. Get rid of that. 1400ths of a mile. And this first one, I do admit, when I first crossed over the halfway street, I forgot it was speed play day. So I probably went maybe 20 or 30 feet at my cruising speed before I realized I needed to kick it up. So that's why this one came out a little short. Anyhow, you can see my average pace was 6:20. My average moving pace was 6:07. That's fine. Now this is the remainder of that next half mile split. And I break it down this way just so I could see how well my body is kind of coming back down to the 8-minute pace per se. And again, you can see 750, average heart rate 162. The following half mile, not too bad, definitely comfortable. And then we take it off for 1700ths of a mile. This time I went from here you see I went from a 620. Wow, I went average pace 622 while my average moving pace was 555. So this tells me while I ran faster, I just took longer to get up to my cruising speed. Okay, fine. Then I recovered at 754. I got stuck in another light. Then we took off again at my next half mile was 748. Cruising about 161. Again, I would like to make this 8, but my body wasn't feeling like it, and I wasn't going to push the issue. Then my next speed play was a 1400ths of a mile, and here you can see I broke 6 minutes with an average pace of 534, and again my heart rate picked up a little bit. Now, for the remainder of that, my heart rate didn't come down as much, but then the next half mile after that, then it definitely came out a little bit more. And then my final speed play turned out to be 1200ths of a mile. Definitely need to work on my landmarks with that. But I definitely, again, broke the 6-minute barrier with a cruising speed of about 513. I'd definitely like to see this for the entire quarter mile on Tuesday, but we'll work on that. But so you can see, even though these were short bursts of speed, I wasn't resting in between. I was constantly running. And if you stay tuned as far as my Tuesday video, some of this speed play speed really kind of competes with what I did on Tuesday. So it's kind of nice to know that even for short bursts, I could still pull these numbers while moving at the same time as to resting for 3 minutes. So that's not so bad. Then by this time, I'm definitely a little bit more tired. My body was definitely comfortable with doing 8 minutes. So we brought that down for the balance of that half mile. But again, because my heart rate was already up, my average heart rate only came down to 166. And then for my final mile, it was by this time 7 miles. It was not my body was in no rush to break an 8-minute pace. And so we can see here 7:58 was my average, 7:57 was my average moving pace. So I was really constant here, which is good. This is good feedback. And then my average heart rate came down to 163. And then just the balance of the balance of the run, you can see 161, 162. And again, for 500ths of a mile, I really wasn't too concerned. So as you can see, that's what today looked like. And when we go into our speed play, you can see exactly how my first two legs opened up a little bit. My second two, again, I'm breaking the 6-minute mark. My legs definitely opened up more. My stride was comfortable, so that was good. I feel good about that. Overall, out of 7 miles, I spent 759 calories. Not too bad. So this is really good feedback. This is really good feedback because, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I didn't quite make Thursday's run last week, sad but true. So as far as getting into this program, this is my first Thursday as far as this kind of running goes. So this is going to be my baseline for all my other runs, all my other Thursday runs for this first quarter. So that's the way I can appreciate the progress I'm making with my Thursday runs as well. So as you can see, this morning it came out to be 75 degrees. Yes, it's getting warmer here in Phoenix. And so that's kind of what that looked like. My next video will be on Saturday after my long run, which will be a 12-mile run, and we'll go over that run. I'll go over that run with you and let you know exactly how that turned out. And let's see, as of today, right now, I don't have anything else I want to add to this video because I'm definitely trying to keep this within the 10-minute mark. I know I shot some video right when I first came back to let you know exactly what my watch was showing you. And so I definitely try to keep this down. I know little by little these videos are getting shorter, which is fine. I try to keep them about 10 minutes just as a summary for my run for my day. If you have any questions, feel free to post your questions or comments below. Be certain to like the video. Be certain to subscribe to this channel so you can stay up on this journey. And the reason why I think this is an important journey is because a sub 3-hour marathon, I'll pull up the website on this for next time, but I believe that's like the top 1% or top 10% of all marathon runners. All marathon runners, I think it's 1% or 10% that are capable of running a sub 3-hour marathon. And so that's a good goal. That's a really good goal. I don't think I'll be Olympic qualified anytime soon, although that's a nice dream. However, a sub 3-hour marathon is definitely one I could definitely live with. So that's a personal goal of mine. Whether this is your first marathon or your 10th marathon, whatever this may be, always keep my tips in mind. These again are for somebody. I've done this before. I do have an off season, though my off season this last year has been a little bit more off. So getting ramped up is important to me. But again, if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. And always, if in doubt, if you think this is the right training for you, be certain, check with your doctor or pursue at your own risk, because I don't know for certain who this is really best fit for as far as your health and conditioning, but this is my story. This is my story. I hope it inspires you. I hope it helps you in the pursuit of your goals, whatever they may be. All right. So again, we're going to wrap up for today, and you have yourself a great day, and I will see you Saturday. Take care.